folks, thanks for checking out the lesson here for The Train That Carried My Girl From Town. Quite a long title there. And I've created 3 arrangements for this tune, right? This is a classic must-know Doc Watson tune here, and it gets played often really quick. So I've tried to create 3 arrangements that you can play up to tempo. And the second solo there is a Doc Watson transcribed solo. And it's off of A Life's Work, a retrospective of Doc Watson. It's a 4 CD box set, if you can believe that, when they used to do those things. And I've got a Carter style solo, the Doc Watson transcribed solo, and then a third kind of intermediate or my take, what I would do. And it includes both the verse and the chorus. I also have transcribed and written out what he's doing for the, like, they do an intro / midtro, they do some train sounds, okay? And it's like a 10-bar, again, intro. And they do it after the verses as well, so I've transcribed the train sounds for you as well. I'm gonna start walking through the intro and the Carter style here, right on YouTube, if you wanna access the full-length lesson, and download all the tablature here of all 3 solos, plus the audio backing tracks. I have backing tracks for each solo at each speed, 4 different speeds, so a lot of audio tracks to play along with. If you want to access all that, click the link in the description below. All right, so let's start with the intro / midtro, I would call it. They do this at the beginning of the piece, and they do it kind of like after someone sings a verse, and essentially it's train sounds, right? And a couple different ways you can kind of accomplish this, but what's going on in the recording is, you know, he's essentially playing double stops in his interval of a third, so the C and the E. And that's kind of what's creating the train whistle sound there. So if I put those first few measures on the screen and I'll kind of play it, again, a couple different ways. You can hammer or slide into these 2 double stops, but so, and it goes to F there, goes to the 4 chord. That's the only place that it goes to the 4 chord, just depending on who you see do this. On the Doc recording, he doesn't go to the F chord anywhere else. I was watching Billy Strings and Chris Thiele do it, and they do go to the 4 chord, I noticed. But regardless, or they go to the 4 chord in a different portion of the tune. So the train whistle sounds here, these 2 on the, you know, the C note and the E note. And, you know, I think Doc is hammering on, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I don't have that written a hammer on there. It would be a very quick, like, grace note hammer, or you can slide into it. And then when he goes to the F, he doesn't slide in there. So I kind of like the slides a little bit better personally, but either way, he's, you know, that's the effect, or I like the slide a little bit more. So in that first measure there, again, it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just getting that rhythm down in your right hand, that's the timing there. So it's tied over in the middle, so it's going to be slightly syncopated. Measure 2 is just going to be a basic strumming pattern. And then in measure 3, it's going to repeat. 3 and 4 are going to be the same as 1 and 2. And then in measure 5, it does go to F, but we are going to play that double stop C and E over the F, which sound, when you're playing it slow, does rub a little bit, right? It doesn't quite make sense, but that's, I'm almost certain that's what he's doing there. So he's just for one beat, and then he's going to go to A, open A, and the F note. Okay, that's a third there, but it's inverted the other way. Then I finish it out with a strum. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so all 4 or 5 of those measures together. 2, 3, 4. I go on there, the next 5. And then we'll get into the Carter style arrangement. And again, this intro slash midtro, this is essentially how Doc is doing it on the recording. And so this little rhythm in measure 8 and not into 9, he does it a lot. This little rhythmic motif, this idea, riff, whatever you want to call it, it happens a lot. It's kind of in his style, his bag of tricks, I feel like. So just a note there. But measure 6, you know, we're still on the F. I am going to play that F bass note now just to kind of firm it up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just continue on with that same strumming pattern. Then measure 7, I'm going to go 1, 2 hammer on the D string. Strum, open G, strum. So a little 1, 5, 1 turnarounds coming up. And then measure 8 goes to the G chord, but we're going to play this E flat note, which rubs against that G just right. It gives us this certain quality about it that seems to just make sense, really. So quarter note there, and then open D, 3 on the A, and then 3 on the low E. It's kind of a skip in a way, and then open A, 2nd fret A, and then walking back in the 3rd fret. So that measure 8 is really what you want to focus on here. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and the way I finger it, you really want to pay attention here because I notice it helps for executing the arrangement or this riff. And there's 2 different ways I noticed, but one is catching the 3rd finger here, and then the 2nd finger here on the low 3rd fret, which might seem awkward. I don't do that move as much. But playing up to speed, I can't do that. The other way is using your pinky here on the A string, and then your 3rd finger is left open to do on the 3rd fret of the low E. And then open A, and you can walk back into your regular C. That would be probably even more efficient and better. I've kind of trained myself to do this. I can use my 2nd finger on the low string. Either way will work, but you need to do one of those 2 ways to execute it. So measure 9, you land on that bass note, you fill it out with the strum. Measure 10, bass note, strum, and here's a pickup into the Carter style arrangement. 0, 0, 2 hammer on the A, on the G string, which is an A note, and then it'll be up to the melody, measure 11. So let me play this intro for you, mid-tempo, and yeah, here it all go by. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 2, 3, 4. Yep, so there's the intro, midtro. Now let's move on to the Carter style arrangement. All right, so as we dive into the Carter style arrangement here, of course, we're just going to play a beginner arrangement essentially, and playing that melody straight on the head, so to speak. And really the verse section is only, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars long, and it's just gonna repeat, okay? And there's no really vamp measures that, like, after he sings, there's no extra, I guess, vamp is what we call, where we hold on one chord. It repeats right away, as you'll see. And then the chorus, again, it's really 4 bars repeated, essentially. And we'll talk about it more. But my point being is each section is rather short, okay? So it might seem like a lot with the 3 solos. It did to me as I'm writing it, but it's actually just 3 variations of an 8-bar pattern, essentially, is what's going on here. Put those first 5 on the screen, and then I'll play them for you. 1, 2, ready, go. Rather simple, right? In the land of Carter style guitar playing. Starting with 2 quarter notes on the B string, first fret. It's a C note there, so 1, that's where the melody starts. So I'll do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 12, 2 on the G, open G, quarter notes, then we strum. 0, 2 hammer on the G. Next measure, 2 more quarter notes on the B string, first fret. Strum, 2nd fret G. So we're just moving this 2nd finger in and around here. Measure 14, I lift to go to the open G. And we do a kind of a full strum here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm using strum pattern there in measure 14 a lot throughout the piece. If you already watched the intro, mid-tro, I'm going to be using that a lot. Sometimes alternate bass strumming. A lot of times this one right here. So, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep your right hand moving even during that tie. Always keep the right hand moving. Measure 15. Play a quarter note on the B string again. Strum, quarter note. So that melody stays up there on that C note a lot. Play all 5 of them. 1, 2, ready, go. Then moving on, measures the next 5 here. So then measure 18 is the first ending. It's going to take you right back to measure 11, okay? Again, there's no vamp. It kind of ends and starts all in the same measure. And then the next time we go down the line, we go 17 to 19, okay? Take the second ending, 17 to 19. And similarly, we go right into the chorus. So measure 16, melody on the G string, 2nd fret, and then open G, then down to the low A string there, then open D. All quarter notes, right? Pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just got to hop there in the right hand. Measure 17. Here's this E flat note over the G chord. And I'm going to strum G. Okay, as you see there, my pinky's on the high E string. And then 0, 1 hammer on that D. Then open D. And so that E flat note might rub a little bit when it's slow, but it really makes a lot of sense. Or it seems to just fit right against that 5 chord, that G chord there. So... 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we land on the 3rd fret of the A. It's a C chord. We strum. And here's our pickup. Back to the beginning. 0, 2 hammer on the D. 0, 2 hammer on the G. And then measure 11. Ending now, strum, alternate bass. Now we get into the chorus, 0, 2 hammer on the D, G note, G string, strum. Also, measure 19 can be the same pattern as 14 as well. I notice that sometimes helps me. Don't always have to alternate bass, but either way will work. Then going on. But measure 21, again, I'm going to go 1-0 pull on the D string. So E flat to D. And then I'm going to strum the G. Again, I got my pinky down. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And keep the right hand moving. 2, 3 and 4. Measure 22, going to land on the D string 2nd fret, but I need to kind of like finger the C chord at the same time, right? Strum, open D, 2nd fret A, and then back to the C bass note, strum, then low string 3rd fret, alternate here. So that's kind of like 1, 2, 3, that's kind of like the first 4 bars of the chorus, and essentially it's gonna repeat. Okay. 0-2 hammer on the D, strum, open G, strum, measure 25, it's just a slight variation, 1 on the D, strum, open D, 2nd fret A, then C, strum, 0-2 hammer on the D, open G. Okay. Let me play all 5 of those into measure 26 as well. So 2, ready, go. 26. Then I would fill out with the strum and back into the intro, midtro. I believe, or just into a verse, singing a verse right there. So that's how it would, circle back around. So there's the chord style arrangement for the verse and the chorus, and move on to the doc style solo when you're ready.